What's up guys, welcome back to another episode. It might look like I'm in America and you might recognize this guy from America, but we are in fact here on the coast of overcast grey England. This is Teignmouth in the south of England, and this is Ross. You'll remember him from the episode where I took him to Catalina on the Sea-Doos, and this is his F100. So he has an American truck out here. Very rare, you don't see a lot of these, so it's like a little slice of what I'm used to now. But today we are going to go out and we are going to do some exploring of this rugged coastline. Like I say, we are getting a little bit of overcast today. We might get a little bit of rain, but that won't stop us. We're going out on a rib. We're going to go look at some of the coastline, maybe see if we can find some dolphins out here, some English dolphins, just go for an explore. You guys see me do the California coast all the time, so what better way to spend my time while I'm in England than exploring the England coast? So yeah, let's go get in the boat and see what we can find. So before we get into this episode, I just wanted to talk to you a little bit about today's sponsor, Incogni. Now, I'm sure you guys have had them before as well, those annoying robocalls telling you you've won a holiday or asking you about your extended warranty on your vehicle, and also those emails that come through from companies that you haven't even heard of, let alone subscribe to their mailing lists. Well, that's because data brokers sell your information to these companies, and at best, you end up with these annoying calls, and at worst, it can lead to identity theft and even fraud. Now, the information being sold to these companies can be as basic as your name, your date of birth, and your gender. However, it can also be as serious as your home address, your family members' information, and even your social security number. Now, there are laws in place that allow you to request that your information is removed from these databases, but with there being so many, it would be almost impossible to contact every single one and continually request to be removed from their lists. And that is where Incogni comes in. They will actually reach out to the brokers on your behalf and deal with any objections from their side. And because these brokers continually add you to their lists, by having a 12-month subscription to Incogni, it allows them to continue to request your information is removed and keep your personal information safe. Now, as a YouTuber, obviously I put a lot of my life out there online. However, one of the things that I take the most seriously is the security of my personal information, and that is why I've partnered with Incogni. So if you are interested in keeping your personal information safe, go and click the link in the description below, and the first 100 people that use my code SWORDS will get 20% off their Incogni subscription. And even better than that, if for whatever reason you aren't happy with the service, they offer a full 30-day money-back guarantee, no questions asked, so it really doesn't hurt to give it a try and see if it's something that you will benefit from. As always guys, I would never recommend a brand that I wouldn't use myself, so thank you for supporting those that support me and allow me to continue to keep making these videos. Now, let's get back into the episode. All right guys, well this is the boat. So this is Devon Sea Safari. We've got this beautiful rib. What length is this?
10 meters.
33 feet.
That's it in America.
30, right, 33 feet. So it's a big boy. In fact, it's bigger than I expected. We've got Rob here who's going to be showing us around. And yeah, hopefully we're going to miss this weather over here. And we're just going to be able to get out and enjoy ourselves. A little bit of history. I've never done anything like this before. For all the years that I've lived in England, I never did anything like this. So honestly, I very rarely came down to the coast, which is crazy when you consider how much time I now spend on the water. So yeah, I'm very excited about this. It's something new for me, and I hope you guys enjoy it too.
The main export out of here is ball clay. It comes from the quarry pits of Newton up towards Bobby Tracy, just off Dartmoor, which you can see right upriver there. But it tends to go down to Spain and Portugal for porcelain tile making. It's a loose product, it's powdered out, and basically then because we can deal with export of loose products, we can import loose products, animal feed, wheat, barley, grain, sand, gravel, cement-based products as well, but all in and out the port of Teignmouth. It is a very historic harbour, lots of modern boats around at the moment, but back in the day would have been great big wooden sailing trawlers which would fish over in Newfoundland in Canada. That's why Labrador Bay on the east coast of Canada is called Labrador Bay. It's named after our bay here. And the old timers would be away across the North Atlantic for 6 to 8 months of the year, targeting the cod and the herring. Every time they made a return trip out there, they'd fill their vessels with goods that they could sell to the early settlers. Have a very lucrative trade in both directions. Whilst all the chaps were away fishing, it was tasked to the ladies to take on the jobs of the river. Rowing out to the oyster beds, the mussel beds, the local fishing, to this day we still have very strong ladies rowing teams in Timber Van Sheldon, often winning the same and the gig series of racing, basically keeping old traditions alive.
As we headed out into the bay, the wind picked up and unfortunately ruined most of the footage I have of Rob talking to us about the flora, fauna and history of the coastline. As we made our way west along the rugged cliffs and boulders, he explained how the various types of rocks are ideal for building. Before canals and railways were a thing, they would load up huge ships full of sandstone and limestone and then sail it over 300 miles back to London, where it was used to build houses, bridges and even the marble flooring at King Henry VIII's Hampton Court Palace.
I do love my sea lions in Newport, but these are way cuter.
Yeah, North Atlantic grey seals.
Oh, they are North Atlantic grey seals. That's what these are. Just a little guy right there.
Beautiful though, isn't it? Enjoy the shelter these days. We're in a woody mountain. 17th century UK, you weren't allowed any alcohol at all, but a lot of the economy in the southwest here was built up on the smuggling industry, basically tobacco and alcohol. And everyone was involved, including local law enforcement taking their cuts, but occasionally inspectors used to come down from Bristol and London to find out what's going on in the area. And that's when you'd race round to places like this and stash your grog well away from the prying eyes of the authorities. Bit of a hole at the back of the cabin there which leads through to a larger area, which is where the grog would be stashed.
It's mental, isn't it?
You've got Odd Coombe Beach, used to be segregated in Victorian times, gentlemen on the right, ladies on the left, quite strictly enforced as well. Ladies would have swum via a bathing machine, a shed on wheels, which would wheel them down to the water's edge. They could get changed, have a dip, get back out again without showing any flesh to any of the gentlemen around. A bit conservative they were back then. Thankfully times have moved on a bit since then.
Thankfully. See the little...
Victorians had loads of money and really lazy, so they built themselves a railway to get to the beach. Called the Funicular Railway, designed by a chap called Brunel, very famous Victorian engineer, heavily involved with canals and railways back in the day. It used to be powered by water, it would have a water tank underneath the carriage, and when they filled it with water it became heavier than the bottom carriage and swap ends.
Really?
They switched it over to an electric motor in 1947, I believe.
So they would just like pump the water up, fill the top one, it would come down and...
back down. Simple engineering.
So Rob was just saying there's some people living here in tents and they've been here 4 years. They just live here, no council tax, essentially squatting. But look! Why is it living there? So apparently it's going to get a bit choppy. We were just in that protected bay. On view. Now we're not! Let's go on the horsies. So apparently it's about 26 feet deep here, so I would like to come back in the summer and do some free diving. Or, I mean, maybe not even when it's summer, but whenever it's clearest. This is kind of dolphin zone, but I mean, it's big out here. I'm not sure if you'll see it on camera, but it's there was a few points where we got the entire rib out of the water, and it's a 33-foot rib, so that takes some doing. But you know what they say, Ross?
What do they say?
Find your everyday adventure.
Find your everyday adventure.
Found the dolphin! Yeah, there they are.
Harbour porpoise.
Not a dolphin, it's a harbour porpoise. So these porpoise aren't quite as playful as the dolphins are. They're just kind of circling the boat and they just pop up, have a little look. So over back here now. So I was just saying that porpoise and actually all cetaceans, what they do is they turn off half of their brain at a time. They literally will feed 24 hours a day. And so when they get tired on one half of their brain, they shut it off and then use the other half to swim around. And when that one gets tired, the other one fires up again. Did you say that porpoises eat 10% of their body weight a day?
Yes, that's correct. Yeah.
10% of their body weight a day. Sounds like me, honestly. So Rob was just saying that the ferry here has been going since the 12th century. 12th century, how wild's that? And they painted it to look like a warship to who? The French?
The French.
The French. And he said, and it's worked, they haven't been back since. It's crazy just the history that is here, that is like everyday history. You know what I mean? Like the fact that that ferry, obviously it's not the same boat.
The oldest foot passenger ferry in the country.
Yeah. So what do you think, guys? Should I get something like this? So apparently this is an ex-Italian patrol boat, jet drive, 2 700 horsepower diesel engines. That is the perfect boat to take to Catalina. Matt, put the Sea-Doo on the back, get a little crane. That is brilliant. Can you imagine all the rich people in Newport Beach, like, who let this hillbilly in here? Yeah, because I want something a bit different. Like, I want something that I can still bay cruise and entertain with, but also something a bit different. Because look at all the space on the back. You could have a barbecue on there. Look at that. That would be perfect. Is that the exhaust or the... Jesus, look at the size of them. I want that. All right, that's got me thinking. There we go, home sweet home.
Oh, I hope you enjoyed your voyage, guys.
Mate, that was brilliant, thank you so much.
Yeah, a little bit wet and wild out there. We do have sunny weather in the UK occasionally.
Now and again. Well, we made it back and that was absolutely brilliant. This thing is a beast, and like I say, this has given me a lot to think about on what I want to do when it comes to a boat in the next year or two, because this was a lot of fun. That thing is cool looking, so who knows. But thank you so much, Rob, really appreciate that.
No worries, bud.
And so if you guys want to do this, I'll put all of the information in the description below so you can check that out. And yeah, you can come out. You don't have to do what we did and come out on a romantic cruise together. You can do like a group tour. How many people can you take?
Up to 12.
Okay, so yeah, there you go. So you can do that. It's a lot more cost effective to do it that way, but if you do want to do a charter like this, then drop an email to Rob and he will get you all dialed in. Really, really enjoyed it, so thank you very much. Thank you.
No worries, nice to meet you guys.
Time for a pint.
Yeah. So that Airbnb that we saw, that guy waving at us from we're on the boat, this is it here. So it was the old lookout tower. Hello.
World War II.
Yeah, World War II, looking out for ships coming in from France. Oh, this is so narrow. Have you bought the truck down here?
Yeah.
So you know it fits?
Yeah. No, I've been down it before. Get a few tourists as well.
Yeah, this guy's like...
And then what was this? This was the...
This was a spotlight.
Spotlight.
So yeah,
for the Lufthansa.
Yeah, so they used to have a big old light on the top of that. Mate.
Be me.
Cheers, mate.
Cheers, mate.
Real ale. It's so good. I missed it. Yeah. So one of the things that I really missed again about being home was real ales. So when I'm back in the States, I drink a lot of like Pacifico, Modelo, like the lagers. But here, I love a real ale. And if you've never tried one, it sounds awful because it's a room temperature flat beer. Which sounds
It's not
awful.
quite room temperature. It's still
No,
it's still got a bit of, it's still cold.
It's cellar.
But it's not like
cellar temperature.
yeah.
So it's
not
like yeah.
not like a lager, like a really
Yeah,
cold
it's
beer.
not chilled, but it's so good. And they go down so well, and you don't get bloated from them, but you do get drunk from them, and we're gonna drink some of them tonight for sure. Good.
Well, good.
Oh, good. Hot. That is Britain right there. Vegan Britain. So we're about to go down the Smugglers Tunnel. Ooh.
There's 3 jet skis just stranded on the beach.
Really?
And they come in and got caught at the time and ripped out.
Really?
Sat waiting. Come back in. Big blokes.
No way.
Yeah. They're the old school stand-up ones as well.
Oh, no way. I really want to learn to ride one of those.
How's that, Kings?
Yeah, that's next on my list of things that I need.